case setting a precedence that will be a game changer for bail cases, because the judge has held this up as a tough example. Joining us for more on that is Justice R.S. Sodhi, retired former High Court judge, and H.S. Phoolka, a senior advocate of the Supreme Court. Justice Sodhi, first to you. You've been very clear in your statements. You think Judge O.P. Saini should have given bail in this case?
Yes, I still think so, that the bail should have been granted in this case, especially when the law itself requires her to be treated kindly like a child. And also, charges have been framed like as was directed by the Supreme Court in the first instance. And there is no possibility of polluting the trial. So even the prosecution doesn't think so.
Yeah.
And it is unfair for the judge to say that I am going to teach her a lesson. He can't teach lessons at this stage.
Okay, you have a different opinion on this, Mr. Phoolka. You think that the judge should be commended because you said that he has been quite brave in this. What do you expect? Can you explain that a little bit more?
Three things on which I will say.
Yeah.
First of all, I watched the TV debates yesterday. And I'm sorry to say some of the TV channels provided their platform to the lawyers of the accused. Now, this platform needs to be provided to the victims who cannot defend themselves. The rich and mighty who can afford the best of the lawyer brains in the country, they do not need to be provided the platform.
But we've talked about the unfortunate people behind bars as well. We've talked about bail in general.
Now, bail in general. The judge has said that earlier bail was rejected. There is no subsequent change in those events. The only change in the event is said, now the charges are framed. He said that is no ground. Now for me to change my opinion, go to the higher court. And he has very rightly said so. That is the law. That he has earlier rejected the bail application. And he can now change his opinion only on the count of if there is a change of circumstances. Now, number three. Now, it has been criticized yesterday also, now also, like Justice Sodhi said, that it's not for him to send a message. He has just quoted a Supreme Court judgment.
Right.
He has quoted Amra Mani judgment of the Supreme Court. He is quoting the Supreme Court judgment. You can't falter the judge in quoting a Supreme Court judgment, what Supreme Court says. And he's merely following
those observations. For instance, when he says that Kanimoli doesn't deserve because she's an influential MP, surely that's not quoting a judgment.
No, that Supreme Court in many cases have said that you have to consider the influence of the witness, of the accused, that and his capacity to influence the witnesses in number of cases. And this particular thing of this particular line of sending a message to the white-collar criminals. This is a quote from the Supreme Court in the Amra Mani judgment. What judge is saying? He's merely quoting that.
No, I understand that it's not an attack, but it was never meant to be an attack against Justice Judge O.P. Saini. What we are asking is, don't you think that there is, everyone's saying that once the charges have been framed, what is the point of keeping everyone locked up? Do you think that there is grounds for that?
You see, if anybody reads this judgment, it's a well-written judgment. He has cited all the Supreme Court judgment and he's given the reasons. And
Justice
now this
Sodhi,
is for the appellate court to see.
Okay, Justice Sodhi, Mr. Phoolka here says it's a very good judgment. You, on the other hand, have said that the judge seems myopic. Would you like to counter some of the things that Mr. Phoolka has pointed out?
Yes. Yes. You see, for the fact that the judge quotes a judgment to teach a person a lesson is to draw upon from the judgment to an aspect which he himself favors. Now, merely quoting a judgment without meaning anything is neither here nor there. So that is one aspect. Second, you must remember that the liberty and life are a fundamental right, and they have to be balanced.
When is the right time, Justice Sodhi, when is the right time to give someone a bail? You're saying they all deserve bail now because the charges have been framed and that's why they can't tinker with evidence, right? That's what you're saying. This is the right time to give them all bail.
No, I am saying that the prosecution is not, doesn't want him and does not feel that the trial can be prejudiced. There is no ground for the judge to feel that the trial is going to be prejudiced.
Okay, Mr. Phoolka,
Whoa.
a lot of people are saying, we've spoken to a lot of legal experts, they say the only reason that this 2G court has denied everyone bail is because they're very scared of Supreme Court, and it's a Supreme Court monitored case. Do you agree with that?
No, not at all. You see, scared of Supreme Court in the sense the judge cannot go against the Supreme Court judgments.
But Supreme Court has said that in this case, let the lower court look at the bail cases after charges are framed. So charges have been framed.
No, charges have been framed. So judge is considering. He has passed a detailed judgment citing all the law, and he says so. He has quoted the High Court judgments in that the High Court has said that merely because the prosecution is not opposing the bail, it doesn't mean the court should grant the bail.
Okay, Justice Sodhi, I just want a final...
He's bound by that judgment.
Fine. Obviously, we're not going to see any kind of agreement between you and Justice Sodhi on that. But Justice Sodhi, just one last word on this. You've also looked at other very high-profile cases. Manu Sharma is still in jail. Do you think he's been convicted now? Do you think he's now appealing for parole? On this ground, do you think he should be given parole? It's a case which you judged as well.
You see, I am of the opinion that parole is a right of a convict. And once a year or once a 6 months, he must be given parole unless he disentitles himself for some other reason.
Okay. Justice Sodhi,
these are the rights which people have.
Justice Sodhi, Mr. H.S. Phoolka, thank you very much. Justice Sodhi taking a much more liberal point of view, but this is an issue which continues to be very contentious. Thanks very much for joining us.